Neta. I'm from Israel.
Hi, my name is Diego de la Fuente, and I'm from Venezuela.
Amelia, Sydney, Australia. Or should I say g'day, mate?
This is Bree Pasco.
I'm from Australia.
Bacon.
Yeah.
Give me my real name, he's going to use Bacon.
Emily Sue Smith. I'm from Leicester, England.
My name is Luke Hansen and I'm from Kurdistan.
In Madrid, España. Woo!
¿Y cómo te llamas?
Florian Nicole Frederick.
My name is Ken Cheng Wang. I'm from China.
I'm Yang Zhao and I come from China.
Gabriella Fixman and I'm from Curacao.
Everyone knows how you have to, like, nobody wants to do something that is not really important in his life, so my parents always used to tell him that I have to do, to learn and to be good at school, just because if I want to do something important with my life and something that I will, make something out of me, if that makes sense.
Obviously, it's important, but I think most of the people doesn't have the resources. Venezuela is a poor country, I would say that maybe 70%, 60% are low class people. So you also have to realize the situation over there. A lot of people drop out, and medium class they go to universities.
Within the schools, yes.
Yep. Because if I hadn't have done well enough in high school and gone to university, then I would never have been able to be a teacher now, and that's a career that I love.
I was lucky my parents never really pushed it on myself, so I went to university on my own accord because I wanted to, and now because I want to be there. But a lot of my friends who are 18 and just out of school are there because their parents have told them they have to be there and they don't actually want to do the course.
I can't remember my parents if stressed it or not. They were always sort of encouraging. But
yeah, I do want to start college. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, so that's the reason I'm taking my time and figuring out exactly what I want to do.
In my school, it was very important. The secondary school I went to, we had to pass exams to get into, but
Of course, that's a part of culture. But over here, the system is different,
How is it different?
You can't force the kids to study. You can't do this kind of stuff. So much technology all the time on computer, playing games and this and that and Atari and PlayStation and this kind of stuff.
Okay. So I moved to Spain this year. I'm in a program called Auxiliares de Conversación, and it's a program that is run through the Spanish government, and I'm an English assistant, so I help all the teachers in the school either teach classes or work one-on-one with students, helping them with English.
I would say most people go to college, but a lot of people stay in Curacao and they live there, and they either start working there with their families, in their family businesses, or
That's a really hard question.
Over there, you have one classroom and you stay for the rest of the year, And then the professors are the one who move, I don't know if that makes sense.
in my younger classes, the kids would stay in the same class and the teachers would move around.
So here in Spain, a lot of the teachers single out the students, they scream at them, they hit them on the head, and basically they just make them cry and call them stupid in front of the class.
Elementary school, high school, everything,
I went to foreign language high school, which you can study Portuguese, German, Japanese, or some major languages. And people think that if you study that, you have a higher chance of getting good jobs in the embassies.
I'm an art student back then, so
They can't afford substitutes, so just other teachers fill in. I don't know, the school isn't as structured as well. They don't have guidance counselors, they don't have nurses. So the teachers are the nurses. And
it was primary school. You did 6 years in primary school, and then everyone split up into different secondary schools.
We have 2 levels, primary school and high school. Primary school is grade 1 to grade 6, and high school is year 7 to year 12. You're supposed to go up to year 10, but if you want to go to university, then you need to go up to year 12.
And over here, you can get there's heaps of careers outside of school, so you don't really have to focus that much. So, for example, me, I'm in a management position, and I didn't go to college or anything.
Yeah. I mean, education compared to education here, I feel like we're far behind, you know?
It's usually 3 years of kindergarten and 6 years of elementary school and 3 years of middle school and 3 years of high school.
We should have vacation, but when you are graduating from elementary school, like the last 2 years, or graduating from junior year, the last year in junior, you were facing the pressure of getting a good grade in your graduation test to go to a good high school or thereafter.
Yeah.
So they usually put summer school there.
After our senior year in China, usually there will be a college entrance examination, which is really important, and that's why some schools require mandatory summer courses.
Teach in a high school and teach PE, physical education, and health. It's called gym.
My school follows a program called the Ruth Miskin program. We do connected curriculum. So we have one topic, and then everything else we teach around the topic. So at the minute, the topic is toys. So everything we teach is to do with toys. Yeah, well, the type of kids that I teach, they're all Indian children. And definitely for Indian families, then education is so important. They're all the parents are really pushing the kids really.
Okay.
Maths is definitely very important. They do a lot of maths. But for the age that I teach, the kids that I'm teaching, it's more to do with phonics because they need to learn to speak, because a lot of them don't speak English.
Yep, we get bagged all the time for being teachers. So people perceive teachers as an easy job when they don't really see what we do after hours or before hours.
And I've started university this year, and I'm now studying teaching. After high school, most people either go to university or TAFE, which is where people do trades.
For males, mainly. But yeah.
Well, when I first left school, I went to TAFE to become a chef. I did that for a year, my course for a year, and worked in the chef's industry for 18 months. Didn't like it, but loved cooking, just didn't like the industry. So then I went and got a full-time job in telecommunications.
We don't go to college. We go straight to the army after we graduate. Yeah. So we have 2 years in the army, and then I finished the army a year ago, and I haven't started learning any college or something, and I'm not sure that I'm about to start soon. Well, that depends. Most of the people that I know don't go straight to college. They take a year off or a few months off because they want to travel, they want to see the world, they want to work a little bit, because education, college and stuff, costs a lot of money, and not every family can afford it. So a lot of people just work to go to college a year after or 2 years after. But nobody is I don't feel like I'm in a rush to start learning because I know I have a lot of time to learn, and I have my whole life to learn.
I tell all my students when they ask me for advice, I tell them to go straight to uni. Because I just think, that's what I did, and I know I've met a lot of people that took the year off and haven't gone back and finished their degrees.
We usually wear uniforms. It's basically the same thing here. It's not over there. It's not like you don't have to take credits or anything. You already have your class assigned per year.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you are in high school and you are in your sophomore year of high school. Then your junior year, you have to take you start taking physics, chemistry, and all that stuff till you graduate.
Okay.
But for your freshman year and your sophomore year, you usually don't take those. You you already have the classes you're gonna take. You don't pick. You know.
Yeah.
probably seen as more of a big deal over there because it's a big step for you to leave home, go and live on campus, go to college, whereas for us, it's just like being at high school, we're just into the next level, but we're still staying at home. We're just driving to school every day and then driving home again.
Here in Spain, I feel like they're lacking a lot of support systems. Oh, another thing that really upsets me is there's no special education department in the school, and there's not even a second teacher to work with the special education students. So
And be more disciplined, I guess, because they're like growing up in that, education environment, and students in US, they were more likely to have more creativity, those kind of things.
Okay.
No.
No.
no clue.
No. Never.
What is it? Okay, is China a member of that program?
I think so.
No, I don't.
No.
I only heard of it when I was trying to apply for colleges abroad. I didn't know about it.
No.
International Baccalaureate. I don't know. It's International Baccalaureate. Yeah, it's International Baccalaureate program. I did that at my high school.
Yes! Yes!
Just saying the best way, I guess, to describe what IB is it's like the international version of AP classes that you guys have in the States. I think it was a really hard program just because you learned so much information and you had tests along the year, throughout the semester and throughout the year, but I thought it was very difficult because you have to know 2 years worth of information in one test at the end of the year. So it was very hard, I find, to remember things that I learned the beginning of my junior year that I had to remember May of my senior year. So I mean, in that way, I thought it was a little difficult because it was a lot of information to have to know over a large span of time. So I think that helped also just to be almost on an American level with for me at least, for people because I'm going up against people who are in an American school when I'm not in an American country. I mean, my school was a really small school, so we didn't have as many options in IB classes as somewhere in a huge school would have. I mean, the history that we learn, it's world history. We rarely or barely even learn American history. We learn about the world and European history, and so we have to do this whole entire class about the theory of knowledge and basically just when you talk about nothing and it's just everything. That was pretty much the class. I feel it makes the student more open-minded and more global into thinking about the entire world. And so I felt it was a very worldly program. So I feel it was equal, but I mean I felt it helped me to be, because it put me at a certain equivalent to Americans, since I was going up against Americans to go to an American school. But I feel it was just as helpful to my friends who go to school in Holland or London. Words that you have to have, one of them was a 10,000 word paper, which is horrifying, and you have 2 years to do it. So I thought that was really helpful that they make little they make points where you have to have it done. You have to have your first draft done in the first semester of your senior year, and then by the beginning of your second semester you have to have so much done so that you push yourself to be done on time. So I feel that was helpful. So now I feel it's helpful for me because now I feel my time management is better. So in that sense, I guess it helps me. But I don't know if the program itself helps me really. I mean, I guess it does, but I don't know how to pinpoint as to why it helped me that much.
There are 2,295 IB schools around the world, but out of the 12 people we interviewed and the 4 of us, only 1 has been educated through this program.